If you ask me which is Good Smile's best figure this week, I would choose this over that Hatsune Miku earlier. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix, this time around 26th to 31st of May 2025, and you might be wondering what is going on. Yeah, actually I haven't been doing very well in the recent days, and that was because I had acute food poisoning, one of the worst I have had in years, right? So I have been focusing on recovering. I was supposed to upload one additional video, but no, I put that aside. But Figure News Fix has to be on Sundays at 10 a.m. I'm not changing that, so here we are. Of course, I'm just making an excuse. My studio is like 3 kilometers away. I can drive over there, but I'm just not feeling like doing that. So I'm filming this at home. One more thing is that you may hear some background music in today's video because my Emoto is going hardcore with her piano, so treat that as background music if you're hearing any. Okay, so this week with anime figures, a very heavy week, way too many figures, and Good Smile Company is not being kind to me again. Dropping bombshell over bombshell, damn. And then for third parties, we have quite a good variety this week. Yeah, so without further ado, let's move on to HobbyLink Japan for the genuine figures on pre-order first. Starting off with the 1x4 skills as usual. This is a quick mention. This real Elite Masterline Vampire Lilith from Prime 1 Studio, 170k yen, is now available on HLJ in case you're interested to pick her up over here. I think last week I predicted 180k. So this is, I mean, I'm still 10,000 yen off, but it is still pretty close. Alright, so moving on to the new stuff this week. Okay, so we are getting this Hanikami Kanojo Naru Shizuki Gym uniform version by Freeing, 35,000 yen November release. Okay, this one is a bit thick, isn't it, compared to the one last week? Let me put that on screen. Yeah, the one on the left, I like her a bit more. Well, it all depends on the personal taste. And I suppose that this is only a pair? I think so. So this is one of those figures where you'll want the set, otherwise things would feel incomplete, right? But at least it is only one pair, not 9 figures, not 12 figures in one set. So can I recommend it? Well, same comments as last week. I would recommend waiting regardless. Yeah, could bargain bin after release, could happen. Moving up to the next one here, this is a re-release of a 1x4.5 scale, weirdly specific Supersonico Summer Vacation version by Orchid Seed, 20,000 yen only. Yeah, old figure. Like, this thing is so old. It is probably like 10 years old at this point. I'm just guessing, but this is a pretty old figure. But 20,000 yen for almost a 1x4 isn't a bad deal. So if you like her, maybe pick one up. Is she customable? Well, it is Orchid Seed and it is Sonico. Perhaps you can remove the top, not the bottom, the top. Yeah. Okay, I do have a 1x5 scale Orchid Seed Sonico, the white bikini version. It is still lying around somewhere at home. I have not reviewed that figure before. After owning her for so many years, I might consider doing that sometime in future. Orchid Seed, they are like maybe B to B plus maximum. Like, not the greatest figure brand out there, but you know, they do give us value sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And this is one of those occasions where you should go for it if you are a fan of Sonico. For me, I'm not a fan of the swimsuit design over here. Yeah. Moving up to the next one here, now we go into 1x6 scale territory, and boy, wow. This is my favorite 1x6 scale this week. Is it? Yeah, I think so. At least for the edgy stuff. So we have a 1x6 scale Milky White Milky-chan illustration by Love Kakao, special version, limited edition with bonus. Such a long title. 30,000 yen by Pink Mango, February release. Another one of those premium, top tier, edgy figure brands from Japan. Not going to be cheap, but it is going to be worth every penny. Yeah. So I wouldn't say I have a lot of fondness for cow, cow bikinis in general. But having seen Ozaki-chan and her mom in this outfit and another Sister Oko figure that I reviewed recently, what else? There are so many. PA-15, there's also a cow bikini version. I believe that's Fat Company. I like that PA-15 a lot. But this one is something special because she is shooting Bukake from a water pistol or something. That is... I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. That's not a water pistol. It looks like a vacuum cleaner, and also a hair dryer. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but we don't need to ask questions because this is a real work of art over here. So can I recommend it? A big yes for this figure. Moving on to the next one. Okay. KO6 is back again, but you know, going by their standards, this is not even that big of an opie. They have made much bigger stuff. Okay, we have 1/5 scale Natsuki Mino Shiro Gale version. This should have came first before the 1/6, but anyways, 22,000 yen only. And as usual, they tend to give you different color versions. There is the BLM version as well if you prefer that. The things that I find this character design to be more suitable with the fairer skin earlier, but the outfit colors on this darker skin version looks nicer, like more color contrast in a way. So anytime you ask me to choose between a pair, between two options like this, if I could only pick one, very hard for me to choose which one I prefer. Yeah. And Q6 is also one of those average B-tier companies who give you value. Big figures for really low cost, as you can see over here. Moving up next. Okay, more cultured stuff from Pink Rouge. Pink Rouge. I don't think I've seen this name before. Is it like Pink Jump had another branch or something? There is a possibility. I won't deny that. Okay, so this is a 1/6 scale Bunny Girl Mumuta double body set. Almost 33,000 yen. So basically just Black Bunny Girl. This is more like reverse bunny outfit. Yeah, it is kind of a trend nowadays. And unfortunately, I can't show you much for very obvious reasons. I don't think her face is nice. I like her face on this one. Just that the rest of the figure feels pretty generic. And there is also the safe for work version. Still not safe, but can you even call this safe for work when only the nips are covered? Of course, get the deluxe. Makes no sense to get this one. I mean, if you want to get into an expensive hobby, then commit all the way to it. Yeah, that's the thing. New brands, I think, never heard of this. Alright, moving up to the next one, we have another cultured figure. What you're looking at on screen, this is Castovable. So 1/6 Shion Blue Butterfly illustration by Michi King by Vibra Star. Okay, Chinese brand, 25k June release. I'm not sure what are my own taste when it comes to anime figures, but there's nothing wrong with this figure, but I'm just not so attracted to it, like a bit too tame. I don't know. I mean, 18 plus figures that are tame looking, like the pose is very generic. It's not necessarily a bad thing because they don't really arouse any suspicions, you know. So when they are on display with their clothes on, nobody would think anything about it. Yeah, it is a bit like stealth 18 plus figures in a way. 25k but customable, fair enough, but I'm still not a fan of the color scheme of this figure. Moving up next, we have a 1/6 scale Kinako again. I wonder why Golden Head keeps making figures of this character, Kinako-chan. Play with version, but this is one of the best Kinako figures I've seen so far. 20,000 yen is a bit okay. I just saw there 1/6. I keep forgetting because 1/6 is not common. 1620k is fine because you know lolly character. If this was 17, I'm going to call it expensive, but 16 fair. Okay, and for this figure, unfortunately, you'll want to get this from AmiAmi because the exclusive version is not that much more. Another 600 yen, 700 yen. Yeah. And you get that faceplate over there with what fish is that? I'm not good with animals. Is that sardine? Tuna? Must be tuna, right? Whatever. So that faceplate alone is worth that few hundred extra yen. And we are not yet talking about the AmiAmi exclusive bonus yet. Yeah, the merchandise, whatever it is they're including. Let me have a look. Acrylic keychain. Alright. While I'm not a merchandise collector, I will make do with a keychain. You know, they don't take up huge amounts of space on my wall, like wall scrolls. Moving on to the next one here, 1x6 again, a lot of 1/6s this week. We have Kana Arima hoodie style version by Good Smile Company. 17,000 yen. You see, this is probably the least flashy figure by Good Smile this week. But 1/6, 17,000 yen. Think about that for a second, and I am loving the paintwork on the hair. How many layers of red over there? I'm loving the paintwork over here. While this may be personal preference, like I have always found sitting figures to feel a bit underwhelming because they tend to feel smaller than they actually are. But 17k with potential price discounts even after release, this is not bad at all. But the potential discounts over there, I'm not sure how to advise whether to pre-order early or to wait until after release, but this is a very good figure of Kana Arima. Considering that we have companies like DMM Factory coming up with a figure of her way last year. Yeah, way back last year for like 25,000 yen. I would take this 17k. Yeah. And this is one beautiful photograph. Like the color is, it blends in so nicely, you know. That hoodie and everything, nice color matching over here. And this feels so random. Suddenly a 1/6 Kana Arima, are we getting other characters in a very similar pose and outfit? We'll see in the coming weeks. Okay, moving up to the next one, Hatsune Miku Shooting Star a la mode version. 1x7 skill, 31,000 yen. It is almost an obligation at this point for Good Smile to spam a few 30,000+ yen Miku figures every year. This one is a bit underwhelming. Yeah, sure. I mean, her dress, detail level is... This picture tells you why this figure is worth 31,000 yen. And I'm not complaining about the price over here. But everything else, the pose is, no, it still won't stop one of my friends from buying this figure. He would buy every Miku figure, yeah. So, should you get it, it solely depends on, you know, whether you like the outfit design on this, I suppose. I swear that even 50 years later, we'll still see Good Smile spamming Miku figures every year. Moving up to the next one here, FGO. Foreigner Yang Guifei Event Attire Version, 18,000 yen, June release. So this is, how do I put it? Do I want it? Absolutely. But this is not my number one Yang Guifei figure. My number one is the one by Amakuni. How do I describe it? The game character design, the game outfit design, I mean, the default outfit design, the Chinese dress, you know? Yeah. Is that Amakuni or Kyosuke or Aniplex? I can't remember. I think that was Amakuni, right? Was it even on pre-order? It feels like that was announced ages ago, but God. I can't remember a thing, but I know that there is another Yang Guifei figure that is the original game character design. That would be my priority, but yes, I would still pick this one up because this appears to be like one pair with the Melusine Summer figure by Good Smile. This is event attire version. Melusine is like the summer version, but it feels like, you know, they are they complement each other really well. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to pick this one up, just that I'm not sure if I should pre-order early. I made a big mistake not pre-ordering Melusine. More like I forgot. Yeah. I kept on procrastinating, and then one day when I checked back, pre-order closed. I guess that I can always look for Taobao. Maybe. Okay, moving on to the next one. If you ask me which is Good Smile's best figure this week, I would choose this over that Hatsune Miku earlier. This is so good. And in my opinion, this is the main highlight scale figure of the week, Oshino Shinobu, Trick or Treat from Monogatari series, 1/7 scale, and the best part is the price. Heck, I have no idea how Good Smile keeps giving us excellent values like this. Well, there are worse Japanese brands out there that charge way more, consistently so. Now, the face of this figure. Look at that face, man. I have a hot take, an unpopular opinion, and that is I am not a fan of the Monogatari series or Shaft Studio for the matter. It is like one of the top studios that everyone loves, but for me, I'm not exactly a big fan of their works. The reasons for that, multi-layered reasons, but most of them are subjective, so I won't impose my views on people. But I'm the kind of people who buy figures based on character designs rather than whether I like the anime or game a lot. And this thing is so attractive. This is like the best Oshino Shinobu figure since the Kiss short figure by Miyoki a year or two ago. The one with the long sword, I like that one a lot. The one, the value has gone up. It is not like I can buy everything, you know? And yeah, that one's pretty expensive now. One of my regrets for not having enough budget to pick that one up. So should you get this one? Hell yes, baby. Get this one. This is so good. And this photograph over here, man. The funny part is that this figure is coming out in March 2026. Maybe they don't even care anymore if this figure comes out before or by October. That should be the way, in my opinion. That should be the way. Moving up to the next one, another Oshino Shinobu figure, or more like his short and the adult version. Okay, this is from Kizu Monogatari by Belfine 1/7 scale, February release, 27,000 yen. You see what I just said? Good Smile gives you better looking figures at lower price points. I know I'm using Belfine as a punching bag again, but this for 27k is stretching it a bit. Yeah, I know the hair cost money, the long sword cost money to make, but how many dollars? $150? $2 extra materials? It is a very photogenic figure. If I look at this from the perspective of a figure photographer, very photogenic, but 27k. Okay, I would say that it is expensive, but not in the overpricing territory yet. I've seen comments in my Discord server. Yeah, I haven't been hanging out with you guys that much in the recent few days because of my health situation. I'm just spending time resting. I've seen comments that you prefer the Good Smile version where she's sitting on the floor. I don't think this is that bad. Yeah, I don't think this is that bad. But when it comes to kiss shots, I would take the lolly version any day. Moving up to the next one here, we have Apex Toys 1/7 scale, Azalane Chen Hai Kai. 26,000 yen. Okay, I don't think Apex Toys has many scale figures that go beyond 25,000 yen. Especially Azalane stuff, even their figures are becoming expensive. July 2026 release. You know, this figure gave me a really weird illusion. Like, initially, when I first saw this figure, it is like, why are her legs so long and her head is so small? And then the closer I look, it is more like her dress is way too long and she is standing on a rock. So the proportions look a bit weird from a distance, and then you pay attention. Okay, it is normal. Especially when you look at her from behind, yeah, it looks a bit off, but man, I feel like there are way too many Azalin figures, like way too many. But there are no signs of stopping at all. Everyone wants a slice of the profit pie. And Apex Toys, I don't need to say anything more. Their figures are excellent. Seriously. Okay, moving up to the next one. Alter decided to join the party this week despite having so many figures. We have the Idol Master, Cinderella Girls, Shiki, Ichinose. I have like a cheap trash Ban Presto price figure of her somewhere in my studio. Dolce Puella version, 30,000 yen, February release. I'm a bit confused because I think Alter has 1/8 scale Aima's figures, right? Or is that Aima's Gakuen, not Aima's Cinderella Girls? I'm not sure. This is 1/7. I mean 1/7, all of this for 30,000 yen is good price. Very good price. Top tier Alter quality and a big couch over there. That is not a bad price at all. But as much as I want one, no, not buying it. Not buying it. Would love to photograph it at least. So should you get it? Maybe. I don't see this one becoming very rare after release though. So if you are the kind of risk taker like I am, then I would hold off my pre-order. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I've seen Aima's figures by Alter going on bargain bins after release. Like not every character, it really depends on how popular that specific character is. If it is Kanzaki Ranko, I would tell you to hit the pre-order button as soon as possible. But I know nothing about Shiki Ichinoshe in terms of her popularity, so you need to factor in the character's popularity levels. Okay, moving up to the next one here, we have my teen romantic comedy Snafu, Season 3 Yukinoshita Starry Dress version. Is this like one of the cheapest figures by eStream in a long time, 21,000 yen only? And even though that base looks amazing, I can already tell that it is like holo cheap plastic. That could be why it is so cheap. But anyways, this is coming out in April 2026. If we are getting Yukino now, that means Yui is coming in a week or two for sure. And if you want one because it is beautiful, yeah, go for it. 21k is cheap. Just that this figure, from this angle, this picture looking on screen, looks a bit off. But this is just viewing angle, I suppose. Some figures are meant to be seen from a very specific angle. This is really nice looking. Yeah, I said eStream earlier, but over here it's mentioned Cyber Agent. That is eStream, the same company. More like the parent company. Yeah. This is really good. I'm afraid that this figure is being overshadowed by all of the incredible figures Good Smile came up with this week. Yeah, being overshadowed, unfortunately. Moving up next, we have Daitaku Helios at 1/7 scale from Uma Musume by Kotobukiya, 21,000 yen, November release. Kotobukiya isn't changing their ways of taking pictures of anime figures. This is a really terrible way of shooting product photos. Well, they have a very small light booth, and then they just put a wooden wallpaper like that, and it is just curving back up. Can see it in this picture because they don't have enough space. So normally you'll want the floor, right? The wallpaper you're using to stretch a bit longer all the way to the back before it goes up. But this one, it is already curving up right behind the figure. They don't have the space to set up a photography booth. Okay, so Kotobukiya stuff. If you like Uma Musume, go for it. Really. Sometimes I'm not sure whether to tell you guys to get the Kotobukiya ones or to get the Fats Company ones. I think Fats Company is doing a great job with their Uma Musume figures as well, even though I like to criticize them sometimes. And Koto is more of like a very safe choice. Just like how people buy Toyotas when they want to buy a new car and they don't know much about cars, tend to go for the safest choice, something like that. So Kotobukiya is a safe choice really. And yeah, 21k is fair, I suppose. Moving up to the next one here, we have Ume Hanami 1/7 scale, the rolling rice ball from the Idol Master Gakuen by Kotobukiya. This one gets a simple base, plastic disc, 24,500 yen. Meanwhile, the Uma Musume figure we just saw, in a way, it is a slightly more detailed figure. This is way cheaper. Sometimes licensing cost is such a bitch. This is the only explanation. You see, Kotobukiya is very reasonable with the pricing in general, but you often see these erratic patterns. Some are cheaper than usual, some are more expensive than usual, and then the number of parts, the detail level just doesn't add up. Yeah, licensing cost. I would rather take this over any figures from the new Love Live franchise. Like, I think I'm one of the biggest Love Live haters out there. Like, you know, each time Plum comes up with a new scale figure from the current Love Live installment, I'm not even sure what's the name, I hated the character design so much. Yeah, I would rather pay 25k for this one over here. Okay, moving up to the next Aima's figure. Is it? Yup. Aima's Gakuen as well. Saki Hanami Fighting My Way. 24,500 yen as well. January release. Now, I love this pose. This is great. Man. I swore not to touch Aima's stuff, not because I don't like them, but I don't want to fall into another deep rabbit hole of expensive franchise. Moving up next, we have another Lam Bunny girl figure from Urusei Yatsura. She seems to be pretty popular. I'm not sure what this old school looking character is. There are a few of her figures already. Free also has a 1/4. 20k is expensive, but this is Q we're talking about. Their stuff are always expensive. And this seems to be a pretty popular character amongst the anime core fandom. Based on what I've seen, what I've observed so far, must be the retro character design. Must be that. Okay, this is not my kind of thing, but these are really nice photographs, man. And you look at the sculpting on the body, simple figure, but the muscle lines on the abdomen, very nice. And the paintwork on the hair, that is my kind of thing. Okay, moving up next, we have, for those of you furry lovers, from Zenless Zone Zero, we have Von Likawan, 1/7 scale by Apex Toys, 20,400 yen. Now that is a good price. May 2026 release. You know what? I hate Apex Toys doing this. Like every single triple Z figures, so they have the same exact base, and I'm pretty certain that I won't buy every character from this line, but it is going to feel like I'm missing something, you know, when I only go for very specific characters that I want and leave out the others. Especially when all of them share the same base, then that missing figure feels the more apparent. It looks really good, man. I like mecha stuff. I like mecha parts. This looks really good. And once again, if not for all those good small figures, it feels like this one is also being overshadowed. Just like wrong timing to put your products on pre-order. That's the thing. Great photographs over here as well. Okay, moving up next, we have, okay, this is just a quick mention since I have covered her last week. This Prisma Wing Darkness figure, I did not expect this one, like I said last week. Did not expect a company like Prisma Wing to come out with this idea. This is perhaps my favorite figure made by them so far. And last week, I also said it is around 35,000 yen, spot on this one. Yeah. Is it worth it? I mean, it is expensive, very expensive. Borderlining on overpricing, but you know, I mean, we have Darkness getting harassed by tentacles, and she probably enjoys it. We don't get figures like this of Darkness. In fact, I don't think there are any other figures of Darkness that is even close to this one. So this is something you might want to consider despite the high asking price. Yeah. And Prisma Wing, please don't mess up this figure. Please don't. This one is so promising. Moving up next. Okay, this is weird. It's so weird. GAFC Series Arena by Guifei, by Hirokawa Co. Limited. Okay. Almost 39,000 yen November release, and that would be November 2026, by the way, not this November. If the figure is not yet ready, you can't even show us a painted sample. Why are you taking pre-orders so early? I don't get it. So no, you're not getting this figure in this black and white or this dark gray look over here. This figure will be painted. This is what she looks like. It is actually mentioned over here. Image for illustrative purposes, actual product is painted. So you know, when third parties did this, quite a few of them did this, especially last year. They were quite common back then. I kept criticizing it. Don't show your products and take pre-orders until you are ready to, but now even licensed figure brands are doing it. And going by the asking price of this figure, this is probably a resin, not a PVC figure. Let me have a look. 24 cm, there you go. This is a resin figure. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one here from Proof. Proof is a company that I both appreciate and dislike at the same time. For one, the part I like about them, they go for stuff. They go for anime stuff specifically. When everyone else are leeching off Azalane, they make other stuff. And I appreciate that, really. So we have Kamina and Garen for 34,000 yen, December 2025 release, and because of that base alone, you have to pay 34,000 yen for it. And this is where I hate about Proof. Their prices are often out of whack, often way too expensive for what they are. But it is not like you guys have much of a choice. You want a figure of this character, like a premium one, a higher quality one. What else do you have? Pop-up rate? Seriously? Yes. So it is either pop-up rate or this, I think. Are there any scale figures of this dude in recent year or two? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. I'm sure Proof knows this, which is why they are charging a premium for it. No competition, so you set your own price. Yeah. Moving up to the next one here. Okay, now we finally move into low budget figure territory. Interestingly, yeah, so far everything has been expensive stuff. And this week we have 4 pop rates, I think. The first one is Rice Shower L size Uma Musume Pretty Derby by Good Smile, 8,000 yen. Releasing this December. Now, I'm not exactly a big fan of Uma Musume, and so far I have not collected anything from this franchise, but this is something I would get. It is like, sometimes people ask me, why would you buy things that you are not interested in or you don't play the game? I think, you know, as an anime figure collector, it is not just about buying the stuff you really like. It feels like collecting a piece of history itself. Like, if you have been collecting figures for maybe 15 years like I do, you may have at least one, if not a few Hatsune Miku figures, especially the racing Mikus. I don't know about your taste, but at least a few Miku figures. You may have at least one Black Rock Shooter figure, maybe in the past, not necessarily today. Maybe you sold it, but you used to own one in the past. And Sonico as well. So, you see, every few years, we get this iconic anime or game character which gets a lot of anime figures, right? So back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, Black Rock Shooter, Saber Lily was a big thing. Nanoha as well, by Alter. And then slowly, we had this Super Sonico fad. At one point, we have so many Super Sonico figures, way too many to count. And if you look at my figure collection, the older ones, I will at least have one old Miku figure, one old Super Sonico figure, Black Rock Shooter as well, because they are like a specific landmark in the history of anime figures. Like, this thing at one point is one of the most famous during that specific period. between this year to this year. And by today, let's say late 2010s to early 2020s, speaking of iconic stuff, yeah, FGO, Azalane, and Uma Musume is definitely one of them. There are many others. So it feels like I'm missing out on something if I don't indulge myself into at least one or two Uma Musume figures before the popularity declines. If that makes any sense, like at least have one or two Uma Musume figures in my collection. A specific landmark in the history of anime figures. You're collecting, I see this as collecting history itself. So, I'm not sure if this sounds cheesy or something, but I think it matters, right? Especially when you've been collecting for so long. So, while I may be a bit unwilling to spend 25,000 yen on an Uma Musume scale figure, this one, if it turns out great enough, nice enough, I will consider. Or if the Ultra one, same character, the Ultra one, if the price is good enough, I might consider getting it in future. Speaking of historical characters, Atelier Ryza, Razorline Stout. I need a scale figure of her at some point. I really do. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. Okay, we have appropriate Yoshino school uniform version L size, 8,000 yen. Okay, this is something you wait until after release. And even after release, you still look for discounts. Yoshino or Yoshinon needs to be in her combat outfit while school uniform. I don't want her in school uniform. Prisma Wing had a really promising looking scale figure of her, no? Like 35k, but Prisma Wing. It could either turn out great or it could turn out as a disaster. Nobody really knows until release day itself. Moving up next, we have appropriate Skull Knight L size from Berserk 8,000 yen December release. Okay, no, not my kind of thing. Definitely not. But 8,000 yen for this? Yeah, it looks detailed for sure, but they just have to spray the whole figure in silver paint and call it a day. That's why it is cheap. Moving up next, how do you even pronounce this name? Kurov Krolo. It feels like, sometimes they go out and give the weirdest names to anime characters for some reason. From Hunter Cross Hunter, 4,300 yen. Yeah, this looks like crap, isn't it? It looks terrible, but these characters are like support characters. They are not main characters in any anime or game. You're lucky enough to even get a appropriate to purchase. Nobody else will make a scale figure of him. And the last one this week, Dick Star. Like a Dragon Yakuza Goro Majima, re-released apparently 8,600 yen by Dick. D-I-G, Dick. October released this October. Small figure for sure, right? What is the size? 17.5 cm. 1/10 scale. Anyways, that is all for figures on pre-order this week on HLJ. Moving on to AmiAmi for some exclusive items. Yeah, you can see my face right now. I'm obviously kind of salty, but I expected this because it is an Aniplex figure, which means you can't get it anywhere else other than AmiAmi or Aniplex Plus online, Oh yeah, I can get it from Aniplex store in Taobao. But because it is an official store, I'm not going to get it below MSRP. I'm not winning anyway. So this is FGO Saber Ultra Pendragon Ultra Bunny version 1/7 scale, 24,200 yen. March 2026 release. Serving an American dinner in the bunny suit is pretty weird, but I'm liking it. I love burgers. I love it. I always enjoy a good burger. So will I get it? Hell yes. Hell yes. Just that I'm not going to pre-order this early, but I'm going to stalk this figure and look for a decent deal. Like I'm not looking for bargain bin exactly. 20,000 yen, I would buy it. Yeah, so we are looking at 15 to 20% off. 21k, I would buy it. Yes, this is a must-have to me. I haven't bought a saber face figure in a while. Moving up next, we have Kadokawa KD called Spice and Wolf. And this is one of the nicer looking holo figures in recent memory. The special set is only 22,500 yen. Nice. February 2026 release. And I think for a bunny figure, right, this one is a bit interesting or unique in the pose, if that makes any sense. She already has the wolf ears, so they put the bunny ears in her hand. Very nice. I like this a lot. The standard version is only 18k. 18k. So with the Kadokawa special set, you are actually getting what are you getting over here? B2 Wall Scroll. Okay. Additional 4,000, 5,000 yen for Wall Scroll. This is about standard at this point for Japan's brands. I actually find it weird that some of the Kadokawa figures that go on pre-order nowadays, they don't even show up in HLJ and some other websites at all. I think, especially with this Kadokawa special set, it is indirectly an AmiAmi exclusive. Indirectly, yeah. The standard version, okay. Standard version, I think I've seen Kadokawa figures in other websites. Moving up next, please don't waste your money on this. So we have Kaguya Sama Love is War. This is I Hayasaka by Our Treasure, 20,000 yen. And this is the fully painted version, 20,000 yen for this low detail trash. I'm sorry, Our Treasure, but this is terrible. The partially painted version is half price but not an exclusive, but you have to put in the work to complete the figure. It is like a partially completed model kit in a way. So, regardless of which version, I can't recommend this one. Go and buy a Buy Cute Bunny by Taito instead. Yeah. The same thing can be said about this figure of Miko Ino. God, this looks like a prize figure, but it cost 20,000 yen and it is only 1/8 scale. Like all of our treasures swimsuit figures, they're all 1/8, not 1/7. God. And yep, half price once again for the partially completed figure, assembled heroines as they call it. Man, I don't want to bother discussing about this figure again. We have a long way to go. Moving up next, we have Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Kyojuro Rengoku non-scale figure by Aniplex, 6,800 yen. Yeah, Aniplex has a line of low-budget scale figures. Probably smaller, but I'm glad that they are making lower budget figures. And this looks pretty good for low budget figure, to be honest. A lot of details going on. There are also a number of figures on AmiAmi's front page this week that I won't cover because they went on pre-order weeks ago and they are just bumping them up on the front page. Some have been on pre-order for at least a month. Yeah. Okay, moving up next, the last 3 figures on AmiAmi here, they are cultured stuff. Oh boy. Nonohara Yuzuka-chan Nin's version, Nin X version, illustrated by Shion Konbu. 1/4 scale. 1/4. I just realized that. Okay, pure, amazing, 18 plus figure brand, and 35k. Actually, it's 38,500 yen. And then you are getting a very reasonable discount over there. Go for it. So, I'm not sure if you watched the H anime adaptation. I loved it. Blackmail, the good old blackmail by someone as ugly as I am. Yeah. In anime, it seems like only the ugly ones get to NTR the others somehow. So sometimes being ugly is not a bad thing. Anyways, you know, the moment I saw the character's face, I knew which character this is. I can't remember the H anime's title, but I'm sure which show it is. Alright, moving on to the next one here, Taimanin RPGX Shiranui Mizuki Phantom Bride version 1/6 by Pure 30k. Taimanin has... I mean, yeah, Taimanin has characters with big oppai, but are there characters with this big of a milk jug? Maybe there are. I mean, I don't play the game in the first place. Okay, 30k for a figure by Pure. Like this brand, 1.6 or 1.4, you like it, you go for it. Their values are just going to skyrocket after release. Yeah. And the last one here, we have Pure as well, God of the Underworld, Anubis, illustrated by Nigi Komiya. This reminds me of another figure that came out quite a while ago. Don't remember the name, don't remember the manufacturer or anything like that, but very similar. I feel I've seen something very similar before. But I have my favorite Anubis in my room over there. Yeah, Nitokris from FGO. 24,750 yen after discount. Yeah, this is in adult section in AmiAmi because this is Castle Bubble. Among the three, which is my favorite, you can write off that huge melon thing earlier, but I think for once, I'm going to go for that 1.4 scale earlier. That is my favorite among the three over here. Right, and our last stop for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Yep, Ninin Game and their Beautiful Insight figures. This week we have 6 of them, I believe, 6 or 7. The first one here, Time Stop, Do As You Wish at the Celebrity Party S-Street 1/6 scale, 20k at 1.6 and 33k at 1.4. Okay, so this time-stopping concept, and then you do whatever you want to your victims. We see that in so many H anime, but you know, to me it does not make sense because if time is really frozen in place, and even if you get to move in that frozen time, wouldn't that mean everything is frozen solid, like rock solid? You can't even move the arm of a person that is frozen solid in time, not to mention undress it. So, you know, this time stopping stuff in H anime doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't have to, I suppose. Yeah. Moving up to the next one here, we have Making Edgy JO material. Yeah, who doesn't like that? Shirahama Chinatsu 1.6 20k and 1.4 33k. Yeah, can't see much about of the figure for obvious reasons. And then we have after physical education, Suki Shiro Mikan 1.6 scale 20k and 33k for the 1.4, and the last 2 8 figures in total. Big Opai Nan in the confessional, Tairu. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that word, even though I speak English pretty frequently. 20k at 1.6, 33k at 1.4. And that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Too many of them. And I hoped that I was healthy so that I could be a bit more hyped up and maybe go on a longer rant. I don't know. Now, moving on to the third-party resin figure section. Before that, if you're enjoying this video, please do subscribing to this channel for more anime figure content every week. As you can see, I'm not well, but I still wanted to get this video out on time. Sunday, 10 AM local time over here. Yeah. And if you're interested in pre-ordering or purchasing literally any figure from HLG or OshGK, please do make use of my links in the descriptions below to enter the websites. That is how you support this channel. Yep, those are affiliate links, or you can always use Google Lens and look up the link you can see on screen on top. No, on top of my browser. That also works. Okay, so starting off with Anya's, 4 of them this week. This one is quite nice actually. ZH Studio Anya cosplaying Inuyasha, $113, and you get to choose between pink or white hair. Well, I like the white hair a lot. Like, it is so obvious that this is a reference to Inuyasha, and yet you can see that it is Anya's face. This is a really good Anya crossover figure. Very good one. And ZH Studio, they are known to make a lot of these figures. No release date yet, however. The next Anya here is, yeah, not that interesting. Anya cosplaying Chihiro by Wawa Studio. Open eyes and closed eyes. Let's have a look. What? They don't have pictures for the closed eyes yet. Oh, they have it. Okay. What are your thoughts on Makoto Shinkai's movies? For me, it is just okay, you know, like it is beautiful, but not enough oppai for me to enjoy them. Moving on to the next one here. Okay, this is funny. Dragon Boat Festival Limited Anya. Okay, this is I like this one. $148 though, and that is painful. I would rather spend that $150 on a nice PVC scale, you know. I don't know how or when this happened. Anya became the default joke character in the world of third parties. December 2025 release, and this is by Waku Waku Studio. They are like Anya figure specialists at this point. The fourth one here, we have Biu Biu Studio, Anya series number 2, Anya Cos Ace. This is also really good. Okay, black or pink hair, obviously. No release date yet. Oh, this is nice. From Ace from One Piece, I see. This is very good. You ask me which is the best Anya figure among the four, I can't decide. All four are pretty unique this week. Nice. Right, moving up next, we have two figures from One Piece. The first one is Pofang Studio Perona, $99, primary color and different color. Oh, white hair. Just that even for $99, this is like price figure quality. Please don't. No way, I won't pay $99 for this thing. Moving up next, we have Long Hu Studio Big Mom Pirate Series number 1, Charlotte Pudding. $167, no release date yet. What is up with all these third-party companies not giving us a release date each time they put something on pre-order? This one looks a bit better, but also a bit more pricey. Okay, I'm not liking the detail points on her hair over here. Yeah, it is also pretty close to, you know, like bootleg quality, but having photographed anime figures, the prototypes for figure brands, maybe this is a prototype. It is very imperfect. A lot of flaws if you zoom even closer. Yeah. So maybe it is too early to judge, I suppose. Moving up next, we have the Summer Plant Studio Asuka from Evangelion, $188, releasing in December. Okay. So with this Asuka figure, the face is quite nice, to be honest. And the body sculpt and everything, I like it, actually. I don't like it. It wouldn't be my first Asuka figure, but well, my problem over here is definitely the asking price of $188. I'm not sure if that is justifiable. Yeah. So it feels a bit overpriced to me. This is $150 max. Moving up next, we have Yingchi Studio Fights Break Firmament Yun Yun. Finally, we have a 1x1 skill. $1,912, almost $2,000. That is the deluxe version. The standard version is only $1,200. Must be different material for the skin. So you see with these realistic figures, statues I mean, they have this material that feels like human skin nowadays. I think it's polyurethane. That is very expensive. And then there is the traditional silicone, which is way cheaper but very prone to cracks and breakage if your environment is too humid. Well, polyurethane is also susceptible to that, but not as bad as silicone. Which is why if you buy, your favorite adult toys, the silicone toys, yeah, they have this very powdery stuff right inside the sealed package to keep it dry, to keep humidity out. So, this kind of life-sized statues with silicone or polyurethane skin, for someone like me, living in a country so hot and humid it is not even funny, they are kind of like questionable investments in a way. I wouldn't call them investments, but there is some risk to it if I were to buy something like this. No, I won't, but hypothetically speaking, if I were to buy a 1x1 skill one day, yeah, it is risky. Of course, you can turn on the dehumidifiers all day, but the power bill is going to be pretty high. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, another 1x1 skill, Tifa from Final Fantasy by Passion Studio. This is only just just over 1300 US dollars, September 2025 release. And yes, it is one of those dolls. And this one looks way worse than the two we saw last week, isn't it? Okay, way worse is a bit of an exaggeration, but doesn't look as good as the ones we covered last week. We had two of them last week as well. But this is also way cheaper, so if you have more money, you get the better stuff, better quality, I suppose. They sure make a lot of Tifas, like out of so many characters they can do one by one on. I think Tifa is one of the most common ones. Moving on to the next one here from Lightyear Studio, we have Drawing Jianghu, the Degenerate Collectible, 1/4 scale Jiang Chen, licensed $833 and releasing in March 2026. Some Chinese manhua or game again, I suppose. No idea who this is. Oh. Oh wow. Yeah, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I've seen so many of these statues already, the 1/4. This is the kind of thing that money buys you. We PVC figure collectors are just peasants. The people who buy stuff like this and also the Dolphy Dreams, they are the real MVPs. Moving up next, we have PJ Studio New Era Joey Spirit Tail Packed Xiaozhou. This figure is also available in AmiAmi. I saw it earlier. $145 only because it is PVC figure. So PJ Studio has started making PVC figure like since last year, I think, and they are pretty good, right? So this one is, I mean, if it is your cup of tea, go for it by all means. Worth it. June 2026 release. Let's have a closer look. I can only do this if it is a safe for work figure, you know. Reminds me of Mieto's PVC figures a bit. Yeah. Moving up next, we have Dragonstone Studio, which is known for recasting the stuff they got their hands on from One Fest, the limited stuff. But at least this time around, this is their own original character. So in a way, it is licensed. Milky Universe made coffee. 1/6 scale, $247 for the deluxe version. Customable for deluxe one. The standard version is like 210, I believe. Oh, 203. Okay. You know, since I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable person about Azalane characters, initially when I saw the picture, I thought it was an Azalane character. Yeah. Well, I think this figure will blend in very well with other Azalane characters. Like, you put it there, nobody would notice that it is not from Azalane unless they know something about the game. Yeah, character design-wise, very nice. And $247, you get a full Hadaka body in the box. I think this is a good deal. Yeah. Moving up next, we have Hera Studio with a 1/4 scale Higashiyama Kobeni from Chainsaw Man, $276 for 1/4 scale, December 2025. And I love the fact that how the, regardless of whether it is third party or genuine, they keep giving her this face over here. A very timid face, right? Hera Studio is really a studio that I want to root for. They are doing stuff that actually don't rely 100% on cultured stuff, and they are doing stuff that the genuine figure brands don't do. So I really want to root for them. Yeah. Okay, moving up next, wow, the Space Studio 2B from Nier Automata. Okay, this is nice because at 1/4 scale, less than $300, and oh, you get that amazing Giat over there. 1/6 scale is available at $166. Okay, that is fair. I'm tempted because, you know, I still prefer the Colbert version, right? The Colbert Studio version, but that thing is like $600 before shipping. And that is assuming if I can still find it. This one, 1/4 scale, way more detailed than whatever Free Ink is making. Free Ink has a 1/4 as well. And under $300, big moment to me. I need to think about this one. And the face on this is really good. Yeah. Okay, moving up to the next one here. Craftman Studio R3. My Dear Moments R3. It is so random. I've seen like a couple of third parties picking up this character. It feels so random. Like, I need to try watching the anime. I haven't done so yet. It adds like last season. If even the third parties are interested in making a figure, it has to be something good. Something decent at least. So this is $150 September 2025 release, and it looks pretty good. This is like almost as nice as the Aniplex one. Yeah, Aniplex has a scale of her. Can't remember the price. Shouldn't be expensive. Okay, moving up next, we have GZ Studio, depending if you're American. Fern from Free Run. Okay, clothes version and Hadaka version. Hadaka version is $267. The clothes version is like $230. Yeah, $231. I remembered correctly. Okay, December 2025 release. Okay, since we have a Free Run figure over here, let me chip in on that like best anime award or something. Like everyone is so mad that Solo Leveling won best anime of the year and it wasn't Free Run or maybe the Apothecary Diaries. Here's the thing, right? Where do I even start? Maybe I'm not the best guy to give this opinion or take. And my hot take so far is that I don't like Free Run. I don't like the anime because I found it too slow paced, too boring. Maybe if you like that kind of anime, it is peaceful, it is soothing. Like after a tough day at work, you want to watch something relaxing, it is your kind of thing, but I do find it a bit too boring to watch. But at the same time, I bought a Free Run figure, so I actually do like the character. So I don't regard Free Run to be better than Solo Leveling. At least I don't think that is the case. But at the same time, they are like the two opposite kinds of anime, you know. Free Run is almost like slice of life with a bit of action sprinkled in every few episodes. Solo Leveling is like hardcore action, episode over episode. And while the animation was great, I think that it was way too fast paced. It felt way too rushed. Like all the 24 episodes across 2 seasons in total, they could have been like 3 seasons worth of material, not 2 seasons, right? Should have been 36 episodes. The amount of content they forced into 24 episodes. It is way too rushed. Some of the things they need to expand, they did not expand. And from what I heard, they left out a bunch of stuff from the manhwa or light novel. Anyways, it is like Solo Leveling, right? The story part, the storytelling part is way too rushed. It is like a 3 out of 10. But the action part is like an 8 out of 10. Free Run for me is the opposite. Like the storytelling part is way better because they take their time to not narrate stuff, but the pace was too slow, and then the actions are few and far in between that it felt boring to me. So it is like the complete opposites with Solo Leveling. So if you want to ask me which is better than which, I don't know how to give you an answer because, yeah, I mean, you get the rough idea, right? It really depends on your taste in anime. And given that Solo Leveling was the anime that broke the internet, not Free Run, at least 2 episodes broke the internet. I think I'm not too surprised that Solo Leveling won Best Anime of the Year award. Apothecary Diaries, I like it a lot as well. But Best of the Year, no, I don't think so. Okay, so after a detour, back to this figure over here. This one is a bit hard to recommend unless you really want to loot this character because this is customable. That is a good reason to get this figure. But I would go for one of the PVC scales. Yeah, the genuine scale figures for this character over here. Moving up next, we have Democles Studio Tokyo Ghoul Kirishima Touka. And this is one of the best Touka figures I've seen so far. Hopefully they deliver on it. $328. And you get to choose between anime version and realistic version. Nope. Don't care about the realistic version. This is actually what I want to see from third parties. Making stuff that the genuine figure brands are not making. Yes. The paintwork on the wings over here are just incredible. Right, $328 is pricey, but I think it is justified given the whole package you're getting over here. Moving up next, we have Free Run, Bunny Girl version by Ane Studio, $150, no release date yet. No, the face over here is already a fail to me, so no, I can't recommend this one. The face is so off. Moving up next, from Hera Studio again, we have Your Forger from Spy Family 1x4 scale. They have decided to give us a bit of fan service, but no, this is not customable otherwise. $400 at the 1/4 scale, but yeah, the figure looks good, isn't it? Let me show you something that is so cursed that should not even exist in the first place, and that is the realistic face option included in the box. It almost looks like a meme face at this point. It is so cursed. No. Display her the anime version face. But the whole package overall, $400 is fair, I would say. Moving up next, we have Fixed Cast Studio, Guan Yin as Hatsune Miku cosplaying as Guan Yin. Okay, $230, June 2026 release. You see, they gave us a bunch of close-up pictures, but they don't have a single picture of the entire figure. Face is very good, very well executed over here. Just that Fixed Cast Studio has a long history of recasting GKs, just like Dragonstone Studio, and I have no clue if this is their own original work or once again they recasted it off someone else's work, but I'm just letting you guys know they have a history of doing that. Alright, it looks pretty good otherwise, won't lie. Up next, something new from third parties. Okay, I don't see To Love Ru figures often from third parties, which is weird because as an ecchi anime, it feels like the third parties did not loot them enough, these To Love Ru characters. Or maybe because there are already way too many genuine PVC figures and they don't see it being worth it, to compete with those. Maybe that is the case. So this is from G Studio, Lala Satalin Develuk, 1x6 scale, $188, June 2026 release. Face expression, spot on, except that it's not the kind of face I would imagine Lala would make. I don't think so. Yeah. She's way too brain dead outside of her amazing inventions, like way too airheaded. Okay, I've just gone through all of the pictures. No signs of cast off at all. This is all you get. Moving up next, we have JL Studio, Sky Striker Ace Ray from Yu-Gi-Oh! $130 only because this is 1x10 scale. So 1x10. This won't turn out well. It's way too small. When you cramp in so much detail into a small figure, there is only so much you can achieve. I think what they have achieved over here is already quite decent, but yeah, way too small, man. And resin figure at 1x10 scale, this kind of pose, effect parts, and look at the hair strand on top here. Man, I'm scared. I would break it. Yeah. Moving up next, Fine Nip Studio has this Yumiya Liesfeld. Let me repeat myself. Yumiya Liesfeld from Atelier series. Yeah. Okay. There's a realistic version and also anime version starts from as low as $266 for the base model is way too expensive. Fortunately, there are genuine figure brands making this character already, so just wait for those figures to come out. Seriously, this is not worth $266 to $326, and the realistic face version is also really cursed, just like Your Forger earlier. Wow, this video is getting really long. I need to speed things up. Moving up next, we have two Honkai Star Rail figures this week. The first one is Firefly, again, by WM Studio, $249 at 1/6 scale, no release date yet, and we only have two pictures over here. This one looks like a CGI render to me. Yep, it is. And why can't I scroll the picture? And a preview picture, a teaser picture. So there's nothing much I can discuss over here. Detail on her outfit looks amazing though. The second one looks amazing though. Yup, Castaways. Must be new character in the game, right? That's why in recent weeks we get so many figures of this character. This Castaways is by OKR Studio. Basic version and deluxe version. And then we have double eye edition and single eye edition. What do they mean by that? Oh, okay. Must be the wing faceplate. Either both eyes open or one eye open. Okay. I will take the wing one. Yep. Deluxe version. Oh! Actually, a deluxe version, all of these, for $249 is not bad at all. Did I cover this figure last week? I can't remember anymore. Did I cover this one last week? I feel like I did. Basic version is $167 only, not bad at all. And yep, I was right about the eyes over there. I would take the one with the blink, with the wink eye if I had to choose one. So this is coming out in December 2025 and one of the better third parties this week. Up next, we have Sansan Studio with Black Shadow from Goddess of Victory, Nikkei. I feel like I've seen someone else make this figure before. Was it some other studio? $213 at 1/6 and December 2025 release. Okay, she looks nice. Black Widow, you know, it is just a matter of time before one of the top PVC figure brands make a scale of her, like a really good one. Just a matter of time. I think Good Smile already has one. Yeah, Good Smile has one. And then we'll see if Max Factory or Alter even tries to make one. Moving up next, my favorite figure this week. From Lolico Studio, we have Asagi Mutsuki from Blue Archive. $132 only, so cheap that... Man, I want it. I want this figure, not release date yet. But Lolico Studio, they already have figures out, I think. Just look for the pictures online, user pictures. I'll try to compile them and see if I can find anything. Moving up next, we have XB Studio and Sukatsuki Ryo. She is really getting a lot of figures, isn't it? From third parties, with all kinds of fetishes you can think of. This is for those of you who are into... not my kind of thing. So this is Leather Queen version by XB Studio. Version A and version B. Version B is... let me try clicking on it, but I think it is Ahegao face. Not exactly Ahegao, but close enough. Yeah. Okay, so will you get this one? I mean, my favorite one was still from a few weeks ago where she was bending down her body. Was full stocking, I think, but you can also get the Barelic version. That was the best figure of Rio so far. Yeah, this is good, but that was way better. Moving up next, we have an unexpected one over here. Narmaya from Grand Blue Fantasy. I do think the third parties should make more figures from this game. We had a few genuine figures over the years, but they are not exactly easy to find now, not common. So third parties should pick them up. Coming from Hello Studio, it is only $188, March 2026 release. And yeah, as expected, this figure was pretty popular when I posted it on my Facebook page. We need more Grand Blue Fantasy figures. This one looks really good. The face, the head sculpt, perfection. Moving up next, the last three figures are from Azale. The first one is by Yamiming Studio. The Zeven Provincian, how to pronounce that? Like, is that French or something? Anyways, at first glance, I feel like I'm looking at something from those Vertex Elf series figures, which isn't exactly a bad thing. That looks great. So $194 for that base over there. Complex setup is not bad at all. And Yamiming Studio, their figures are not bad. Yeah, quite decent. The next one here, Kiki Studio, Taiho. $188 as well. June 2026 release. And man, that is a pair of very saggy melons. I think Taiho is a lot firmer. So that is way too saggy. And the face is okay. It looks a bit different as well, isn't it? Yeah, it looks a bit different, at least compared to the one I reviewed by Mimayoi. And the last one here is the best one from Pineapple Studio and Poco Poco Studio. We have Shinano and Musashi. Both of them look amazing, at least in this sample pictures over here. $213 each, releasing in December. Especially with Musashi, that looks amazing, the face expression over there. So, man, we are approaching 90 minutes of recording before I cut off, and then I need to edit and cut out the parts where I made mistakes. So that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know in the comments below. This is too good of a week, seriously. Yeah, and until then, thanks a lot for watching. Please do give this video a like. And once again, subscribe to this channel for more content like this every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again soon. Goodbye. I mean, I need to go to the toilet again.